Hello, students. Can you hear me? Please let me know if you can hear me. Yeah, before starting. Okay, you can hear me. That's good. All right. So please get your notebook and let's start. Get your notebook and your pen. Let's start. Let's start. So today we'll be looking at the concept of phrases. Remember, I've touched so many aspects in word classes. That's part of speech. And today I'll be looking at the aspect of a phrase. That means I'm more like going a little bit advanced to the concept of phrases, and after which we look at clauses and sentence. Okay, so now today we're going to be looking at phrases. Okay, let's start. Please get your lecture notebook and let's start as early as possible so that we can cover so much. Now, let's start with the definition of a phrase. So a phrase, remember, a phrase is a group of words. A group of words. Please ensure you're writing. A phrase is a group of words. Now, which forms a part of a sentence. Full stop. Now, take a look at this definition. A phrase is a group of words, okay? That means in the first instance, a phrase is actually a group of words. That's the first instance. And then the second instance is that a phrase will form, okay, a part of a sentence. A phrase will actually form a part of a sentence, not the whole, just a part of a sentence. And what a part of a sentence signifies is that a phrase is incomprehensive or incomplete, remember. So a phrase basically helps to give you a bit of information, not the holistic idea, just a frame of the message. I hope you understand very, very well. So here, as you can see, a phrase is a group of words. It has to be a group of words, not just a single word, but a group of words, remember? And then said which forms. So that means that group of words will form a part of a sentence. It's just a part of a sentence, not the holistic idea. All right? So now let's continue. A phrase is usually identified by its head word. Can you see that now? So a phrase is usually identified by its head word. Okay? Now let me explain to you what I mean by a phrase is usually identified by its head word. That means for you to know a phrase, for you to recognize a phrase, you need to recognize it by its head word. How? If you want to identify a noun phrase, you need to recognize it by a noun. If you want to identify a verb phrase, you need to recognize it by a verb. If you want to identify a prepositional phrase, you need to identify it by a preposition. If you want to identify an adjectival phrase, you need to recognize it by an adjective. Do you understand? So that's why I said a phrase is usually identified, that is, a phrase is usually recognized by its head word. Okay? Let's continue. That is, a noun phrase would, can you see that now? So a noun phrase, I'm trying to give an example. So a noun phrase would be identified, a noun phrase would be identified by a noun. Can you see that now? While a verb phrase will be identified or recognized by a verb. Semicolon. Also, an adjectival phrase, can you see that now? An adjectival phrase can be identified by an adjective. Don't forget. So here, as you can see, I said a phrase is usually identified by its head word. Do you understand? So that means an example, that is, a noun phrase would be identified by a noun, while a verb phrase will be identified by a verb. Also, an adjectival phrase can be identified by an adjective. So you basically identify phrases by their head word. So if the head word of a phrase is a noun, definitely such phrase is a noun phrase. If the head word of a phrase is an adjective, definitely such group of words is an adjectival phrase. If the head word of a particular phrase is a verb, that means what I mean by head word here is the main word, the most crucial word in that group of words. That's what determines what the phrase will be called. I hope this is understood now. So now let's continue. A phrase, I hope you can see below here, a phrase can be combined by what? By modifiers. Don't forget, by modifiers. That is pre-modifier, and post-modifier. Pre-modifier and post-modifier. So for you to combine or for you to form a phrase, all right, it has to be a combination of a pre-modifier and a post-modifier. So usually a pre-modifier is a word that comes before the head word, while a post-modifier is also a word that comes after the head word. From the word pre means before the head word, then post means after the head word. Please don't forget this. Okay, so now let's proceed. Let's consider, you've known the definition and you've known the basic concept of phrases. Now let's look at the different types of phrases in English language, especially the most important ones to consider. Now, this will take us to types of phrases. Don't forget. So on this note, we'll look at number 1, which is actually a noun phrase. Okay, look at a noun phrase. So you can as well call a noun phrase a nominal phrase. You can call it a nominal phrase. So from the word nominal simply means any word that can function in place of a noun is nominal. Do you understand? Yes. Number 2, we have, you can call it adjective phrase, or you can as well say adjectival phrase. Adjectival phrase. So is either you call it an adjective phrase or you say adjectival phrase. They're both the same. The third one, which is number 3, is what you can call a verb phrase. Okay? A verb phrase, or you can say verbal group. Don't forget, verbal group. So you can say a verb phrase or verbal group. What I mean by verbal group has to do with a group of verbs. Can you say that now? A group of verbs coming together. That is the combination of lexical verbs and auxiliary verbs. Do you understand? And most importantly, the auxiliary verbs will come before the main or lexical verbs in a sentence. Because the auxiliary verbs are there to add more meaning, to help describe the main verb. I hope this is clear to you. Now let's look at number 4. Number 4 will basically be known as adverbial. You can say adverb or adverbial phrase. Can you say that now? So it is possible for you to say adverb phrase or what? Or adverbial phrase. Don't forget. All right. So 5, you have what is called prepositional phrase. Can you say prepositional phrase? Prepositional phrase. All right, so now class, here are the 5 types of phrases that we would be considering in this particular lecture. Okay, so let's see how far I'll be able to cover up in all these phrases. Okay, but the most important thing is we're going to take it one after another. So the first aspect is the noun phrase, which you can otherwise call a nominal phrase, remember? And then you have the adjectival phrase or adjective phrase, and then you have a verb phrase or a verbal group, like I explained to you earlier. Then the fourth one, you have an adverb phrase, or you can as well call it an adverbial phrase. Then the fifth one, you have a prepositional phrase. Okay, so these are the basic type of phrases that we have in English language. Now we're going to be starting with the first aspect. These are the major ones. There's still gerundial phrase, all right, participial phrase, absolute phrase, but we're not going to be considering that because you never find questions like that from the UTME. So the major ones you will find are noun phrases, adjectival phrases, verb phrases, adverbial phrases, and prepositional phrases. So from years of experience, having gone through the past question, these are the most common ones being tested, okay? So we have to focus our attention on the most important. Now here, let's consider noun phrases, okay? Now, what actually is a noun phrase? Like I explained to you earlier here, so a noun phrase is a group of words in which the head word is a noun. So it means that in a noun phrase, the head word, the most crucial word, has to be a noun. That is, it is a group of words which functions as a noun. The same function that a noun performs as a part of speech or as a word class is equally the same function that a noun phrase performs. There's no basic difference. The same functions that a noun performs as a part of speech is equally the same function that a noun phrase will perform. Okay, so let's take a look at that. So we're considering noun phrases. So on this note, we have, what is a noun phrase? So you have a noun phrase is a group of words which performs the function of a noun. Okay, function of a noun. Full stop. So a noun phrase is a group of words, okay? It's a group of words which performs the function of a noun. Now let me know, class. I hope you can hear me. Please, you can unmute yourself. All right, let me know if you can hear me. All right, can you hear me very well? Please just signify. Tell me if you can hear me. Are we together? Can you hear me? Hello? Hello? Can you hear me? I need to be sure. All right, thank you. All right, thank you. I just wanted to confirm if you can hear me. I want to be certain that you can hear me. All right, that's what I'm trying to confirm. Thank you so much. Now let's continue. I don't want it to look like I'm talking to just myself, all right? I want to ensure that you can hear what I'm saying. And please, if at any point you have a question, all right, is either you type it into the comment box or you can just unmute yourself to speak, all right? Now, like I said, a noun phrase is a group of words. It has to be a group of words. The difference between a noun phrase and a noun is the fact that a noun is just a single word, okay? Like boy, like girl, all right? Then when you now combine pre-modifier, all right? Examples of pre-modifier can be determiners. They can be articles or determiners. They can be adjective as well too. Those are pre-modifier. So when you combine any pre-modifier with a noun, you will definitely form a noun phrase. Do you understand? So now, the difference between a noun and a noun phrase is the fact that a noun just signifies just one word, okay? While a noun phrase will indicate a group of words. A group of words I mean here is just a minimum of 2 words, like the boy, for example. So the th there is a pre-modifier, which is functioning as a determiner or as an article, and then you have boy, which is the actual noun there. I hope this is clear to you. Now, take a look at the definition. You have a noun phrase is a group of words which performs the function of a noun. So that means the same function that a noun performs at the level of word classes or parts of speech, a noun phrase equally performs the same function, okay? Now let's also look at that Another definition, this is a group of words. This is a group of words in which a noun functions as the head word. Can you say that now? So that means as a noun phrase, the head word has to be a noun. Do you understand? So the head word is always a noun in a noun phrase. That is the most crucial, the most important word there is a noun. That's what we mean by this second definition. That this is a group of words, remember? This is a group of words in which a noun functions as the head word. The most important word. I hope this is clear now. Please, you can write down the definition. That's why I'm giving you a very comprehensive explanation and note-taking too. Now, here, let's look at formation of a noun phrase. How do we form a noun phrase? That's the next aspect we're considering. Formation of a noun phrase. Okay? Formation of a noun phrase. Let's see. How do we form a noun phrase? How would you be able to identify or recognize a noun phrase when you see one? Want to consider that. Formation of a noun phrase. How do you form a noun phrase? We're going to be considering the first aspects. Number one, the first aspect on how to form a noun phrase is, so you have article plus a noun will definitely give you a noun phrase. Don't forget. So anytime you combine an article with a noun, you automatically form a noun phrase. That's the formation of a noun phrase. Very, very simple as that. And what are articles? Articles are pre-modifiers. By pre-modifiers, I mean they usually occur before the noun. They usually come before the noun. They say something about the noun. Do you understand? For example, you have THE, that's a definite article, and then you have a or an, that's an indefinite article. I hope that is clear to you. So they can precede the noun. While they are preceding the noun, trying to tell you or suggest something about the noun. That's the basic function. I hope you understand that. So anytime you combine an article plus a noun, you will automatically form a noun phrase. That's easy as that. So the easiest way to recognize a noun phrase is an article with a noun. So now let's go. Articles are pre-modifiers. Can you see? They are pre-modifiers. So that is, they are pre-modifiers. That is, they precede the noun. E.g., you can have THE in quotation mark. You can have A in quotation mark. And you can have AN. So these are examples of what? These are examples of articles that can most likely what? Precede the noun. So anytime you combine any of this article, the article THE or the article A or the article AN with a noun, you automatically form a noun phrase. Let's take an example to that quickly. So I'm going to remove this. I believe by now you should have written it. So I'm going to remove this. Okay, so let's continue from the first formation. So THE, don't forget, THE is known as a definite article. I'm going to explain to you why it is called a definite article. A definite article. Okay, so, and then A in quotation mark and AN, also in quotation mark, they are called indefinite article. Indefinite article. Now let me explain that to you. Now what we mean by definite article is the fact that it helps to indicate specification. For example, if you say the boy, all right, if I'm telling you the boy, it means that you are aware of the particular boy I'm referring to. So that THE as a definite article helps for specification. For example, if I walk up to you and I say, oh, please, I need the book. I need the book. I don't need to mention the name of that particular book. Once I say the book, you should know the particular book I'm talking about. You should know the specific book I'm referring to. Do you understand? That's why I'm using the definite article. So the word definite simply means something is specific, something is particular. All right? I hope that is clear to you. So that's what we call it a definite article. Now, a or an is indefinite, that it is not specific. If I say a boy can be any boy at all. I'm not specific. Can be any random person. Do you understand? That's what I mean by a boy. If I say an orange or an egg, for example, it can be any particular size or shape. I am not specific at all. So that's why we classify it as indefinite article. I hope this is clear to you. Now, remember the rule that guides the use of definite and indefinite article, okay? Now, this definite article, THE, can occur before singular nouns, okay? It can occur before singular nouns. It can as well occur before plural nouns too. That is, you can use it before singular nouns and plural nouns, the THE. You can say the boy, you can say the boys, for example, is allowed for the article THE. Usually occur before singular nouns and also before plural nouns too. You can use it in that way. Now that's the rule that guides the use of THE as a definite article. Now let's consider the A and what? AN. Let's consider that. Now, if you have A as an indefinite article, remember, it can only occur before singular nouns. It can only occur before singular nouns. You can't use it before plural nouns. It's not possible. Okay? It can only occur before singular nouns. And also remember, it can only occur before singular nouns starting with a consonant sound. A consonant sound. Don't forget, starting with a consonant sound. I didn't say a consonant letter, a consonant sound. There's a difference between a letter and a sound, okay? Now, remember, there's a rule. Here is the rule. Anytime you have to use A as an indefinite article, you must use it before a singular. You can use it before singular nouns. Then you can also use it before singular nouns starting with a consonant sound. That's the rule that applies. I am teaching you this so that when you're to construct sentences, okay, you will know how to use words according to the sound that it projects, remember. So, for instance, you can have a boy, for example, a car, for example. Let's use these two, okay? So, let me write a car beside because I want to do analysis. So, here, this is an indefinite article, AI. Okay, IA rather, IA, indefinite article, plus a boy. Can you see that now? That's a singular noun. Can you see? But remember that boy here is what? Boy is a consonant. I'm putting it in form of a sound. Anytime you place a slant bracket like this, it means that that particular letter is projected as a sound. Do you understand? So here, the letter B, as you can see, is projected as a sound. B, 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 B. B. It's called bilabia. What does that mean? It means that both lips has to make contact. Okay? The both lips have to make contact. You have B, B, B. Okay, so that's consonant sound. Look at the aspect of a car, for example. So what do you have? Indefinite article plus what? You can see car is what? Is a singular noun. And that singular noun must begin with a consonant sound. What's the consonant sound to this? This is k, k, k. Can you see that now? So it means that the middle of the tongue has to touch the upper palate. The middle of the tongue has to touch the upper palate. Do you understand? That is the basic explanation to this. That's how to use an indefinite article A, for example. I've illustrated it in a sentence. And then remember this now. If I combine these two, indefinite article plus a singular noun, what will I form? I'll form a noun phrase, NP, don't forget. And if I combine indefinite article, that's A, plus a singular noun, which is car, what will I form? I'll form a noun phrase. Don't forget that too. Can you see? That's what I'm teaching you from scratch to make you understand it. Now let's consider indefinite article an. All right, let's consider that too. I'm going to remove this part. But remember that I'm still talking about noun phrases, and we're only looking